how to make quinoa. This is a recipe that is going to transform your average quinoa from a bit of a bland grain into something so much tastier and more delicious to have even on its own or as a side dish or underneath a delicious curry or whatever else you want to have. Welcome to Fit Vegan, I'm Farah Shamas. Do subscribe to this channel and watch lots of different recipes evolve with you guys supporting, of course. So without further ado, I'm going to start. I've already got my stove being my pan being heated up, and I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil here. So this is about 3 tablespoons of olive oil just to coat the bottom of the pan and make that all hot and nice. And then my ingredients, I have 2 cups of soaked quinoa here ready. You could also use tricolor quinoa or any other quinoa that you like. I know there's various different ones on the market. And here I have just 1 carrot cut into tiny cubes, so you can have a look at that. And I'm just throwing that in with the olive oil. You see, it's not too much olive oil, enough to coat. And I'm just sauteing this now. Now the carrots have been cut in such beautiful small squares that it really doesn't need very long. You can see that they're already changing colour now and becoming that lighter, beautiful hue of orange. I'm just going to stir that around. And this will only need about a minute. There we go. I'll let that all. And my other ingredients I'm going to add in 1 minute is also 1 large green zucchini. You could add a white zucchini, and I love white zucchinis personally, or courgettes as they're called in the UK, or course in Arabic, or so many different names for this. The white ones are delicious, however, they don't show as much and give as much colour to the already quite white quinoa based colour, so that's why it's nice to have the green in there. If you do want, you could also add a little bit of onion cut as well into very small pieces, so that's another option. So there we go, my carrots are already getting this beautiful lighter orange, and so on that I'm going to just add now the courgette, the zucchini. There we go. And then also coat that now. There we go. With the olive oil. And it's really the flavour that I want here, because these are going to be thoroughly cooked with water and the stock and the quinoa. So I just want them to saute just to get some delicious flavour from the olive oil and give it just a different take on normal boiled quinoa. So once that's been stirred around like that, there we go. Now I'm going to add in my 2 cups of quinoa. Now this already looks more than it did obviously before pre-soaking it, because it's already got some of the water. I'm going to add that in. There we go, make sure. Already you see the water is soaking into the vegetables, so I'm just going to stir that. There we go. Oops. And you can see the beautiful rainbow effect that's coming along with the quinoa, and it just makes it so much more interesting than having plain boiled quinoa. And this is delicious on its own. It's also delicious to have with a bit of soy sauce. I know when I was pregnant with my last child, oh my goodness, I craved just carbs. I was saying that the baby was going to come out running, and I think she has actually. So this was also a really delicious dish to have on its own. So here, now I'm going to add, I've got about 3 cups of water here. This isn't hot already. This is cold water, so I'm just going to pour all of that in. Now with any grain, there's always the measurement guidelines that you'll hear or you'll read. But of course you have to just judge it as and when it's being cooked. If it does need a little bit more, you can always top. There's nothing to say that you can't top that up. But and then 1 vegetable stock cube. So I'm throwing that in here. My hand's a little bit messy. And now I'm going to just stir that in and make sure that's evenly distributed and all dissolved. And you can see it almost looks like a soup now. It's so lovely with all the green, but the green will go, and the color that will remain is our lovely white beige base quinoa with our rainbow effect almost of the orange and the green and white from the zucchini, and of course the carrots. So now that that's been dissolved and is all ready, I'm going to allow that to come to boil, and then I'm going to simmer it for about 20 minutes, and I'll see that it's ready, and I'll show you guys the results in a bit. So our quinoa has been on for 20 minutes. I put it on 6, so I reduced it once it came to boil at the temperature 9 on our stove. I put it down to 6, and I left it like that for about 18 minutes, and then I put it down to number 3. So now you can see it's all like this. I'm just going to use a fork. Again, if any of you have watched my how to make wild rice, how to make brown rice, you would already know the tip of mixing grains up with a fork, so that helps fluff it up and not just squash it down and make a risotto-y mess basically. But of course, I'm sure most of you already know that. So there you go, and there we go. It's completely ready. Look, it's all beautiful, it's all fluffy, it's got this lovely tricolor of color coming in. I love it. And as I said, guys, this is really a delicious, easy quinoa. So good. This is a really nice base. It's good on its own, and it's good as a side dish. So it has definitely a lot more flavor than just bland, plain quinoa. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on your notification buttons. This is a new YouTube channel. It's only been launched a week, and I'm trying to post things every day. So there's lots and lots of interesting recipes coming up. And there's also a Facebook group, Cook Vegan. So if you are on Facebook, then go ahead and join that as well and become a member of that growing community. We're nearly at 5,000 members now. Thank you all for tuning in. And don't forget to watch our vegetable curry that I've also been making while doing this, and also our fennel soup. So all being done today. You'll see me in the same grotty clothes, but that's okay. This is real life. So thanks very much for tuning in, and have a great day, everyone.